Hello,
Oh,
everyone. We are now live on the Spicy Divorce Party Planner TV show. I'm your host, Spice, and today I have a very lovely and handsome gentleman by the name of Aaron Foster as a guest on our show. Ladies, take
thank
a
you for
look.
calling me here.
Oh, yeah, you're a looking man. Look, ladies, he's working too. He is on the job. He's making money.
I got 12 jobs.
He's got 12 jobs. So you guys hear that, ladies?
All right.
Aaron, are you
That's
single?
right.
Are you single, Aaron?
I am. Yeah, I am single. I am single.
Okay.
I am single, and I'm dating. I am dating. I am betting. I'm not foolish, but call me.
Oh,
You know, I know what I'm looking for. But I'm in the Chicago area. I'm not in L.A.
okay. That's what we were going to ask. We wanted to know what city you're representing.
Yeah, I'm in Chicago. I travel a little bit with comedy periodically, but I haven't been in LA for probably about 10 years, really.
Okay, you need to make a trip down here.
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
You know, LA's such a crazy place. I was not like, oh, I got to move down here. Some people fall in love with it, and I was like, a lot of people standing around out here homeless.
mm.
Man, I
And
was,
no, that's true. So
yeah.
they're not as many homeless people in Chicago.
We got a lot of homeless people, especially because right now we're going through the migrant situation,
Uh-huh.
and but we got homeless, but it's like I was just referring to, how people that are in the entertainment business periodically
Mm.
think they should move to L.A. But if
Yeah.
you don't move in there with the right tools and people on your team, you end up homeless. That's why all them people are out there.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Because I'm in
Mm-hmm.
entertainment and yeah, it is rough out here. But let's take it a step back. Aaron Foster, in case you guys don't know, he's a comedian. He's a book author of the book called Punch Up, right?
Yes, yep. It's kind of a documentary on comedy centered around Chicago area, and it has chronicalized voice dealing with some of the racism and segregation in comedy.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
a really, really interesting subject. We're going to talk about that more. And we also wanted to introduce you're a magazine owner, right?
Yeah, I own a magazine. I own a couple magazines. One is called Evanston Magazine.
Okay.
Evanston Magazine. You can look it up online. Right now, it's mostly online. I also have one that's based on comedy. It's called C Stand Up.
Okay.
.com is the website. It's not officially up, but the hard copies, if you Google them, you'll see it's got a lot of local comedians, and it's in its infant stage.
Okay. And that one's
You
online.
know,
I'd be interested in seeing that. That's online.
yeah, you could just Google cstandup.com, and then you'll go on a couple of the places that hold magazines. You can just flip through and stuff.
Okay. And when you say
And
C,
when we get up,
C like for cat or Cassandra, it's not SEE.
see, like in no, it's SEESTANDUP.
Okay.
Like see, look, see, stand up. You know,
Gotcha. Okay. My hearing's a little bit
a lot
bad.
of content.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure all of our viewers can look it up as well. So
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, the more visits, the better.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both trying to make some money over here. So we have a lot of questions for you, Aaron.
Uh-oh.
The ladies want to know. So we understand that you were engaged like 3 times, right?
I was married once, engaged 2 times. So
Oh, 2 times.
actually, yes, 3.
Okay. So you
I
were
was engaged 3 times.
okay. And then you finally got married.
Well, I got married on the first one. The second 2 were ones that didn't go through.
Oh, okay. So the first one you did get married. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear
Yep.
that up. What made you decide to get married?
I mean, I grew up in a household with a father and a mother, a grandparent too.
Okay.
So I know the value of a marriage. I know how it works. And I look to not die unmarried. You know, I thought one of the biggest things that my grandmother and grandparents showed me was that they partnered for 65 years. They went through the ups and downs, you know, and when my grandfather died, my grandmother loved him so much that she followed very soon, you
Yeah.
know, and it was just that connection to that partner is very important.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a lot too. People who've been together for a long time, one person passes away and then another one does. It's sad, but I guess they're so accustomed to being with one another. I don't blame them. I can't
Well, I
imagine
would
having
say,
a partner and they pass away. That's like gotta be one of the worst feelings ever.
well, I look at it on the other side of the coin, right? They
Uh-huh.
spent so much time loving each other, being there for each other, doing for each other, that they were spiritually connected, you
Oh,
know. So loving someone deep enough to be like, you know what, the rest of the world is not important
mm.
was what I took it as. You
Yeah.
know, my grandmother, she could have went and lived in a senior home, or you know, she wasn't poor or nothing. She had property, and we took good care of her, but her heart was, you know, alone
Mm.
and halved. And then
Oh,
we don't know what life is like on the other side of life, or our as we know it, you know. So she went on to find her husband and his spirit.
oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah,
No, I get it.
that's who she was.
That's really,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm glad you guys have many years to spend with her. And I think it is
Oh
important
yeah.
thing to think about too, because I live around like a lot of males that are single males and they've just worked their career like all their lives and now they're like getting to be senior citizens and they're getting older, they're getting ill or they're getting disabilities and they have no one to take care of them. So it looks really sad to me to be by yourself for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not just take care of them, but to take care of each other, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm.
Nobody should really be alone. And when you live your life so selfishly, as seems to be the culture right now, then
Say
you
that
end up, you
again.
know, huh?
Say that
What'd you
again.
say?
It's so true. I believe it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Then you end up, you reap what you sow. You
Yeah.
know, you reap
Yeah.
what you sow, and some of it is it's so hard to keep it going the right way anyway.
Hmm.
You know, so there's so many pitfalls in it.
Yeah. And then
You know.
and then the Bible says something about two is better than one, right? So they just had a passage about that. I've heard it a few times and it makes sense. Like I wanted to pull that up and I think I'm going to one of these days. Do you know that verse where it says like two is better than
Um. Well, I'm not really versed on the Bible.
one?
I'm confident in understanding the concept
Okay, gotcha.
because nobody was created to be alone.
Hmm.
No book. There's very few books out there that's created to push the individual out into the world and continue through whatever path they're going through to be alone. Everything has some kind of reflection off another being in some way,
I believe
you
it
know.
because they
So,
said like counselor says that we're a tribal community, so it's like we're accustomed to being with other people, and
mm-hmm.
a lot of people commit suicide because they're isolated. So I think it's very important to have the company of other people, whether it be friends or family.
I think that's proof of it. The fact that these people would rather be dead than to be as alone as they are. And
That's
obviously, there's something in their spirit that feels even more alone than they probably are. You know, these people might have been sitting next to somebody or even in a relationship that was so damaged that they felt alone and they killed themselves.
oh yeah,
I
that's
don't
sad.
advocate that, but you know
Hmm. Yeah.
what it is.
And it's interesting that you as a man you believe in couples because my generation, I'm 47, a lot of the guys want to be players till like till they die. Just like, a lot of the men I have come across, I don't know. It seems like they won't be single forever. They got like gray hair, now they're barely looking for a woman. Like it's really sad.
Well, it's I think it's first of all it's a lot of idiots in our age group because I'm not far from how old you are,
Okay.
and that's on both sides of the sexual barrier, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the majority of my friends are married.
Mhm.
Um, a large amount of them, especially my age, and
Okay.
they weren't, and a lot of them are getting into their 20th or so
Wow.
years. So it's more about the
Oh,
people you're around than
oh,
it
God.
is that they don't exist.
Okay, well,
You know.
that's good to hear. I, I've
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the church too, and we had some stuff go down in the church as well. So I don't know where
The
to go
church.
to find these great people. I know like uh successful business people, they're by themselves. I know other people from the hood, they're by themselves. Like I feel like just in general, like a lot of people and a lot of people don't want to get married no more. So I feel like there's a lot of people who just don't believe in marriage anymore.
Well, okay, my examination of that, and I think that's true, but it's a multi layered onion in my opinion, right? There's a lot of people that are just pure followers. They
Okay.
don't know nothing except they hear other people are doing X, Y, and Z, so they don't do it.
Yeah.
Then you have people who are, in my opinion, the majority of people are just greedy,
Mm.
right? So
Mhm.
they'll have somebody. The person will be treating them well, everything's going good, but then something in them is not content with themselves, so they're out looking outside of themselves for some kind of pat on the back. And
Mm.
the pat on the back looks like, oh, that guy, it's all types of things. That guy is better looking than my man. He make more money than my man. He makes his dick bigger than my man. He got in better shape than my man. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the problem is they keep saying those phrases. They forget that my man part means that that's your man.
Yeah.
You looking outside yourself. You looking outside of everything else, and you're not satisfied with what, let's say, God gave,
That's true.
blessed you with.
That's very, very
They grieve.
true. So
Yeah.
since we're on this subject and you said you know a lot of people that are married, so like there's a lot of single women on my Facebook. Where do you find men that are looking to be married or to be in relationships? Where are they hang out at? Are they at the bar? Where are these men at?
Sometimes they at the bar, but they not the guy that you seeing. They not the dude that's standing up there that's been in the gym, that got the gold on, that got the Lexus or the Mercedes or the Maserati outside. They just dude that's sitting off in the corner by himself with a drink. He might be around one or two friends, if that. He's not flashy. He's not boisterous, trying to grab attention or stuff like that. And those men, like myself, are a lot of times overlooked.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're overlooked by, especially the women who attract a lot of men.
Hmm.
And and so open your eyes. You got a friend, you got friends, females, males, everybody around you know somebody else, but you got to be satisfied with yourself before you can get into a relationship with somebody. And then once you get in a relationship, you got to stay true to yourself.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? You can't get in there and start getting dissatisfied, and then your friends in your ear, girl, he didn't take the garbage out. Shit, you better leave him. Now
Yeah.
you breaking up your relationship because you're being foolish.
Hmm.
And TV ain't helping.
Yeah.
No TV shows, no TV shows on right now are really keeping trying to push marriages together. They
Okay.
all trying to exploit people's bad ideas.
That's true.
You
Like,
probably didn't think this was gonna go this way, did you? You thought
no, no, it's all good. I'm a divorce party planner show, so I have people on here who can help relationships. I have people that are going to plan your divorce party,
yeah.
whatever way you choose. I'm not promoting divorce, but I just know that the reality is like a lot of people do get divorced, or we've all experienced probably a bad relationship at some point. So
I
I'm
think the
kind of clear.
majority of the problem is that the majority of people have dealt with bad relationships. The majority of people have dealt with bad relationships, and they so fearful of doing it again because it hurts.
Mm.
It really does hurt
Yeah, it does.
that they put up all these walls. I see it all the time. Women like, oh, he gotta have a Maserati. He gotta be 6'4". His dick gotta be 13 inches or bigger, and he could use it. He gotta have a 6-pack. He gotta, you know what I'm saying? They have all these requirements, and all that is them having the fear inside their soul because they know they'll never see that.
Okay.
They'll never see it.
Mm. Yeah, we got
Right?
to be a little bit deeper. Go dig a little bit deeper into ourselves.
That's all. Everybody, men, half the reason why these men are out here like, man, I'm gonna be a player because they scared to get they scared to get emotionally attached,
Mm-hmm.
and they can, and then the market bears it, right? You got a lot of women out here who just want to get some. You know, they just want somebody to be able to call at night. They want somebody to roll over and hug them. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care who it is, or if they got to call the person and do like booty calls culture.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're settling for. We're settling for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that word settling has become the biggest crutch in humanity recently, I think, because people don't understand the word itself semantically, and they believe that it's a negative thing. To settle down was a good thing in our grandparents and parents' thing. But now to settle down, they then lost the connotation of what it means to settle down, and only took it short as settling, me thinking that it's a negative. I'm settling for that person. They take it in a negative voice and abuse it. You know, abuse the word, abuse the concept, and now we got a bunch of women and men out here talking about I can't settle for her. I can't settle for him. He's not good enough for me.
Yeah, that's what I've ran into a lot of people. Is like they're always looking for the next big thing. I've been like that too at certain times. Mm-hmm. Like not like major, but you're like, oh, someone's doing this or doing that. It's like everything always, the grass seems like it's greener over there, but it's not really. And it's better.
It never is. Not.
I think it's good to grow with somebody else and build with somebody else, and then like create future, generational wealth for you and your family and future generations.
Right.
So I think
that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. But there you have, you have these strange concepts that people are going through right now that's burying us as a community. You know, it's burying us as a community because, people are making up these requirements. Yeah. And those requirements are nothing more than their fear manifesting to keep them happy in their place that they are. And that's fine, mm-hmm. if that's what you're cool with.
Mm-hmm. So what's it like dating a comedian? Are we going to be like, if someone dates a comedian, are we going to be getting roasted at the show or on the radio stations?
I don't know. I've never dated a comedian. That's number one. I had one moment where the girl and I were friends, and she tried to cross it into from a friendship to something else. Yeah. But it wasn't a thing. So I've never dated a comedian. Okay. What I do say is comedy, especially if you got somebody that's doing comedy versus there's comics and there's comedians. Okay. Comedians explore the world themselves, the environment. Okay. They're not just up there telling quick jokes and stuff like that. So sometimes if you have a good comedian like Dave Chappelle, your relationship will end up on the stage at times. But is it going to be harmful? Is it a harmful thing, or is it a growth tool? Which is where you got to be. If you date a comedian, you're going to have to be a forgiving person. Okay. A person with a thick skin and a person who has a great sense of humor. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun dating a comedian. Now, dating a comedian that has his head on straight. You could get some of these cats who just out here grabbing pussy. They like, my girl is at home. I'm finna fuck. It's dudes out here like that, just like in real life, right? But if you get one that you and him,
we know that all too well.
Right. You got one that's in a committed relationship, then you get to travel. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you like you go to Minnesota, you and your man, the road trip is fantastic. That's the best part of it. If you and him in the car alone, y'all get to know each other. If he carrying some other comics with him, y'all get to laugh a lot and have a good time. Then you get to Minnesota, you are actually or some other city. I mean, especially in LA. You're treated very well as the entertainment. If you're a comedian on stage, or if you or you're the producer of the show, then you're treated very well, and the person with you is treated very well, and it feels good. All of those things are wonderful, you know. So those things are good, and you get to laugh a lot.
You guys, I know the ladies are listening right now on my Facebook. They're like, "Ooh, there's a single man."
How many people
with a job?
They'll listen. Is it really a lot of dudes out here who don't have jobs in this community? I mean, it's culture.
Go to Arizona, go to California. You see them on the streets for a reason. They ain't working. Seriously.
Okay. Well, a lot of these women you call them single and everything need to go ahead and move to Chicago, move to other cities. There's a lot of brothers out here working. Brothers, they not gonna be fancy though. You know what I'm saying? These women everybody want Idris Elba and Denzel and what's the young boy that played Rocky? You know, they all want them
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, my cousin loves Michael B. Jordan. Well, he is fine. And Denzel is fine too, so you can't be mad at that.
No, I ain't mad at him, but you know the likelihood of scoring one of them dudes drops.
I know.
Quite drastic.
We're living in our fantasy world. But Aaron, someone said put the chat. Oh, Irenda responded. She said put the link in the chat. And okay, she's out the Bible. Girl, I can't. How do you say escalation? Oh, I can't. I haven't said the.
Ecclesiastes.
Yes.
What you want?
I have such a difficulty with that word. I haven't. Okay. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up the other. But woe to who is alone and falls and does not have another to help. Okay, let me see what else. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though one might prevail against another, two will withstand one. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Thank you, Irenda Jackson. That's family right there, Irenda Jackson. So she went and looked it up for me, and I cannot say that word to save my life, but I do know it.
I heard that.
It's been a while before I said it, but yeah. Chapter out the Bible. But thank you so much, Irenda Jackson. We needed that word. Fellas, if you're listening, hopefully you guys get it one of these days, because you guys are over there growing old with gray hair and need a walker and a wheelchair, and you're still single.
Right.
Hopefully they meditate on that.
These nursing homes is full of this stuff, though.
Yeah.
They laugh. Nursing homes is like a nest of STDs.
Oh, really?
You ain't never heard that? Yeah, do research.
No, I never heard that. I'm gonna have to tell somebody that. Because they were married for a long time and then they got divorced and their husband ran off and married someone from one of those places. So I mean, like, hey, karma, okay.
How old were they?
I don't know how old they were, but they're older than me. They're probably like 20 to 30 years older than me. I'm 47.
Yeah, I don't get these long-term relationships where the person just up and leave or get, you know, it's weird to me. They don't miss that person. Their soul ain't connected to that person
You
yet,
know
or whatever.
what? I know this situation well enough to know that, yeah, one person wanted to be in it, but sometimes people, like, things happen, like the recession, people lose their jobs and then they turn to drinking.
Right.
And it's hard to be with someone who's drinking because they have like mood swings and outburst and act crazy. So you can't always stay with the person, even if you've been married for a long time, because
Well, I don't know, but I know that y'all talking about the Bible. Don't ain't there somewhere in the tradition of marriage that say for happy for worse or good or bad or whatever it is, and then when it get bad, all of a sudden, it's time to go. That's not what's supposed to be.
well,
Now, if the dude,
I understand that, like, yeah, I've heard that too, but I think at a certain point, it's like, look, we've been doing this for like years and nothing's changed. So what are you supposed to do at that point? I think that's a big issue. Like, you have to sit on that, decide.
for better or for worse, yeah, for
Oh,
better or for worse, that's what it was. Yeah, I have no judgment on that. I do know that if I've seen if I'm in a relationship and I fall, then I'd like that person to be there for me to help me pick myself up or to help me pick my spirits up. But and I actually the last two women that I was actually with, one was a 5-year relationship, the other one was a 3-year relationship. They weren't that bad at that, I've been trying to pick better, but I still have this thing about crazy chicks. I don't know what it is. I like them. They do something for me.
I think a lot of men like crazy women for some reason. I don't know why, but they do for some reason.
I know it's something about crazy women that I like. I don't know what it is. It's just I've been picking them. I'm picking them.
I know.
Tried to marry 2 of them. It wasn't going. It didn't work out.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I think a lot of people need counseling.
Yeah, I'm in counseling. I got a counselor.
Do you really?
Yeah, I got a counselor. I got a counselor.
Oh,
because I'm trying to win, man. I'm not trying to continue staying in the same place.
Yeah,
you can win without that, without dealing with yourself.
Yes. No, I
can't win.
No, I totally agree, because I hear a lot of men, they're like, I don't want to do counseling, but I'm good. I would like to go somewhere where I get help. So like you said, you're not staying at the same place. You want to progress in life, get to better places, do bigger things, better.
Right.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no. So sometimes we interview like relationship coaches and counselors on our show. I think it's really important because we don't know all the tools. Sometimes our parents are messed up, you know what I mean? So we come from like bad situations. So how do you expect us to have a good relationship if all you've seen is like couples complicated or arguing, dysfunction, all that. So yeah, I think it's important. We need someone polluting.
Here's the thing: arguing ain't necessarily the pure dysfunction. And I think that we also swing the ball the wrong way too. Sometimes people think, "Oh, we argued, and the relationship shouldn't have no arguments in it." My grandparents were married 65 years. They had a very healthy relationship. They took great care of each other. I've never had an incident where I know my grandfather cheated on my grandmother or vice versa. So they did each other well, right?
Yeah.
So, but they had arguments. They had disagreements.
Yeah.
And I think that we got to be cognizant of people gonna have disagreements and arguments, as long as it don't turn into one where you going out to seek revenge on the person by adding somebody into it, cheating, or you not hitting on them.
Yeah.
While y'all, if it ain't those two things, then the argument is gonna find settle itself anyway.
Yeah, people argue all the time, even friends.
Yeah, and you're supposed to just be like, all right, well, we just disagree, and that's it.
No, yeah, we let time pass, and then we're friends again.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, women, y'all be on some brutal friendship stuff though.
Oh no.
When y'all disagree, boy, y'all actually really be angry at each other for the most part. You know, that's what it is. My buddies and I, my friends and I, we don't. I haven't been in a argument with any of my friends in years and years and years. In fact, I pretty much don't remember being in no real argument because don't nothing matter to me like that. You know.
Yeah, I don't feel like
And
men argue with other men that often. It's usually the women. Yeah, we're kind of catty, like they say. Hey, Corey Large is watching. Thank you, Corey, for watching. If you guys are watching, make sure and share our stream. If you can, post it on Aaron Foster's page so that his friends can tune in as well.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know why women are like that, but as I've gotten older, I love my girlfriends. I spent a lot of time with them, like several New Year's together, and I'm like, look, I'm tired of that. So I like my friends. I talk to you when I see you, maybe a few times throughout the year, but no, I don't need to be with you guys all the time. That'll save some of the arguments by not dealing with each other on a day-to-day basis. Just here and there. Works well.
Yeah, no doubt. I lean a lot on the fraternal organizations and sororities for my entertainment and my hangout a lot. I think that's what they were created for.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds
so
fun.
yeah. So if you explore some of that, I don't know about the LA scene or whatever, you'll find guys that it's gonna be. At least it'll be a pool of guys. You still got to watch out for the same stuff. There's some sharks out there that just want to, they just want to collect vaginas on notches,
No, you ain't.
But there's some good guys
I've
out
seen
there.
a lot of them. Like they just trying to tell the world how many women they've been with, and like they don't want to hear what the women have to really say about these encounters, though. Don't just.
Well, hey, look, I got a great.
Some of them are
like
doing
that,
it.
right?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So when I was freshman year into college, I still had the mindset of a young 17, 16, 17-year-old guy. And I was never like, I got to hit them all. But I was definitely into it for the most part.
Yeah.
And I was with this young lady. We actually had a pretty intense relationship at the school. We did about 2 years together, which is concentrated at college. That's like a real relationship, almost leaning towards a marriage.
Yeah.
And early in the relationship, I was treating her as if she was disposable because that was the culture I grew up in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people are still like that.
Right. Well, that's the problem. They didn't mature, and she helped me mature from it because she actually pointed out, and this is very important. And if this lady's listening to this, if you have a guy you care about, you want to be with him, but he's still kind of like doggish. She made sure I understood that she was a person with feelings, and that I had to attend to those feelings. She was human, and realistically, in the soul of a lot of these pimps and players and cat daddies, they don't understand that these are people, man. That these people have souls, that they feel, that they have good and bad days, and they're just exploitative. If you can't exploit you or treating you like you not a person, then he's not worth being around.
Yeah.
Whether nice value stuff or not. So a lot of people end up in these circumstances. So I thank her for that, for that part of it. We didn't get to the point where we were going to be married. There was a deep love there, but we had different paths.
Okay.
And that was a college relationship. But that's what I learned. I learned from her, and I look at every girl I've been with. I've learned something solid from.
That's good.
A bunch of different lessons and stuff. I think that's what these things are for.
Yeah, that's true.
Relationship.
That's very true. Hopefully you learn from each one, and don't make
absolutely
over and over again, which I seem to do.
Nah, that's terrible.
It'll take me a while to learn. Okay.
So give me some of them questions you said you had.
Okay. Tell us about your Evanston magazine and why you created it.
Oh, okay. So actually it came out of the birth of the last relationship I had. The girl I was dealing with, she owned Evanston Woman magazine.
Okay.
Very cool, you know, she was very cool. We had a very interesting relationship, awesome and terrible at the same time. It was very up and down. You know, I call her a crazy bitch, but I loved the fuck out of her. You know what I mean? I did. I loved the hell out of this girl. And she taught me a lot. She taught me how to create magazines, content, writing, and all of that. We went through our ups and downs, but the magazine was what actually bonded us.
Okay.
It bonded us. You know, like we would break up, but we still had to fucking produce the magazine, so we would end up getting back together to finish the project, and
Oh,
then right. So we had a task that kept us together. You know, and so that's how. And it started off. I had Evanston Man, and she had Evanston Woman magazine. We obviously at that time stayed in Evanston, and then we just morphed them into one.
Where is Evanston at? Is that in Chicago? Where, Illinois? I mean,
it's on the north. It's on the north tip of Chicago. It's adjacent to Chicago. It's where the school Northwestern is. University Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's up there, and it's not that bad of a city. It's actually the first city in the country that had reparations.
Okay. Oh.
That actually passed something with reparations.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about that.
At all, or in a long time?
Well, I haven't heard that it passed at all.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, you know, news is in this world is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Really, it is, because I mean, most of the world doesn't know that Minister Farrakhan had a child die 2-3 days ago. They don't put that on the news, but that's a big significant death in the Black community for the most part. Mm-hmm. If Joe Biden had a daughter or a son that passed away, it would be national news, right?
Yeah, true.
So they regionalize everything to keep us in control, because they know if the national world had really paid attention to the fact that Evanston started to create a platform for reparations, it'll be thousands of little cities doing it. Mm-hmm. And I know this government ain't ready for to pay black folks and people of color back for their part. So let's skip over this part, get back to y'all, to what y'all doing. But that's Evanston.
Okay. Okay, got you. What inspired you to write your book, Punching Up?
What inspired me? Well, I have a good close friend of mine who's writing a book about something that was very, very interesting and important to the world. So do you remember this girl named Heather Mack, or the story about the girl who took her mother to Thailand and killed her and put her in a suitcase? Does that sound familiar? Mm-mm. Okay, there was an international story about this girl. Her name was Heather Mack. She was in the city of Oak Park, Illinois, which is adjacent to Chicago on the west. Okay. And she was to make it short, my friend was the arresting detective for this girl. Now, if you saw the girl, you wouldn't think that she would be capable of murder. She's about 5'2" at the time. She was a little girl in first year high school, all the way up, and she probably weighed 78 to 90 pounds. Yeah. Well, he went to her house over 85 times, and he was one of the only policemen that would say, "Hey, look, this little girl's dangerous. She's beating up her mother. We need to do something." The rest of the force, especially the higher ups, was like, "Man, you're kidding me, man. This little cute girl ain't doing nothing. Leave her alone." She ended up killing her parents. So he's writing a book about that. Yeah. And we talk a lot. This is one of my buddies that's been married since he actually was my college roommate. He's been married to his wife the whole time. They got 3 kids, nice house in a great neighborhood, 2 dogs. And so we started talking about writing together. So I went ahead and wrote my book, put it on Amazon,
Okay.
stuff like that. And I've been in comedy for a long time. I've been in comedy officially since 1992, where I was a DJ at this very famous comedy club. But as I started comedy was in 97. And I've seen all the differences in how comedy changed.
Mm-hmm.
In Chicago, it's always been very segregated up until this last generation. That's one thing I like about these millennials. They're not as racist as Gen X and beyond.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I did Chicago was segregated because one of my guy friends said that before. He's like, we don't see all these mixed couples like out here in Arizona. I always remember him saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess things are changing.
Yeah. Well, also it's about where you at, because last two girls I've been with weren't black. My marriage was to a woman who was African American, young, but the other two that I was engaged to were not black. Okay. One was white, one was Mexican.
Okay.
The thing that I found out is no matter what the race, they all got a crazy streak.
I knew you was gonna say. Look at Tiger Woods' wife. He came out swinging. Yeah. I was like, ooh.
Tiger. I think Tiger Woods' wife was justified at what he did.
Yeah. Most women are justified in what they do.
Yeah. Like that? Okay.
Oh, yes. Most women are justified. So
okay. Well, we're not gonna argue.
Okay. So why did you decide to become a comedian?
I kind of fell in love with comedy. I don't know if it was my pure destiny or if we believe in the way God creates things. I started off at school. My best friend, I got like 3 best friends that, if I had to kill and bury a body, I'd do it with them.
Okay.
One of them, his name is Pat. He's actually was the DJ before me at this comedy club.
Okay.
And so I had a job, and I was doing some at the time I was doing I think at that time I was doing case management work.
Okay.
And so it wasn't paying the bills and it was driving me crazy. So I ended up getting a night job that was fun, and it was DJing, because I DJed in college a little bit in life, at the comedy club. And at the comedy club, sitting back there watching all these guys who most of them turned out and ended up being awesomely great, like Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Tommy Davidson, Jamie Foxx, Monique. All of these were regular performers at the club.
Right.
As I watched them do their thing, I fell in love with it. And I saw a lot of people that I was like, this dude's not as funny as I am sitting around with my friends. I think I could do it. So I finally got up there and did it.
Nice.
Did well. Fell in love with comedy. And not sure if it was right, because comedy is a brutal ass girl. Like I said, I have a streak with crazy bitch. And comedy is the craziest bitch you could ever be in love with.
That looks like a rough job. That's why I was like, oh my God, because you gotta make these people laugh, and sometimes they could boo you and say some crazy stuff. So you gotta be brave to be in that.
Crazy. Okay, I could say I'm brave. I'll accept that.
Which is good. What show did you perform at that you felt like you got the best response?
Well, okay, there's a bunch of them, but one of them over the last, let's say, probably the last year, I was in a small town in Wisconsin, I think it was. And there's this spirit that can come over you during the show as the performer that just takes you to another level while you're making these people laugh. And I hit that spirit, and I was murdering these people. And and the joke, it wasn't nothing that I wrote. It was jokes me playing with the audience and having a great time with it. And that's the one time in my life that I wish I had somebody recorded. And there were people that recorded it They
Oh,
were small town people up in Wisconsin, and I never got a copy of that performance.
oh, yeah. You better get
Yeah, it was.
record you all the time, every time.
Oh, that's what a good girlfriend's supposed to do, a
Um,
fiance or a wife. But it ain't a lot of money in this at my level either. So a lot of money comes into it now. Women are brainwashed to believe that the man gotta be making six figures before they can actually treat him like the man. As far as I'm
no,
listening
you
to
guys can
on the
make
internet.
money together. Is what I think.
Yeah, that's yeah. So the other one was like my birthday was October 11th. This last October 11th.
Mhm.
So I had a show over here in Chicago at the Laugh Factory on the 14th,
Okay.
and man, it just felt so good. It was 375 people. We turned away people
Oh,
elbow to
man.
elbow, sold out. It was awesome. It was a great night.
That's a good birthday month.
Yeah,
Then
Libra.
oh, the Libras. Oh, my sister's a Libra too.
It's
Yeah, that's my sister. Mhm. Well, I'm glad you had like really good response at those two venues. I'm glad you had a good birthday. It sounds like it was super fun.
yeah, it absolutely was. So I enjoy comedy. It's what keeps me sane, I think.
Okay.
I got friends that would say I'm not sane.
Oh, I know. You have to question the people that work in comedy. You really gotta. Um,
Well, they say. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go
no,
ahead, give me the
no,
question
go
you
for
about
it.
to
Go
ask.
for it. Go for it.
Okay, I was gonna say they say that comics are really smart people. I think that's true. Even though some of them are goofy, a lot of them are really smart people because you have to be able to read a room of read a room of people. Then you got to be able to memorize, be all that. And a lot of us are in contact with who are in touch with who we are, mentally and spiritually, and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
you have
I
to pay
wouldn't disagree. The greats are like they had to put in work and they had to think it out and then plan it out. Yeah, and execute it. So
attention.
yeah, you've got to be smart and dedicated and yeah, skilled.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an easy job at all.
No, it ain't easy. That's the for sure. It ain't easy. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right. Give me some more questions.
are more comedians married or single?
I think a lot of them. Well, you know what? A lot of it's a mix. It's like anything. It's probably about 50-50,
Okay.
to be honest with you, because a lot of the comedians that are actually successful have marriages. Some of them have great marriages.
Okay.
You know, um, culturally, black folks, a large amount of them. I would say it's probably about 60% that are not married, 40% that are married. Of that 40%, I'd say about 75% of that 40% are married successfully and right.
Okay.
Where they not going out on the road and cheating on their wife or nothing like
Okay. Okay,
that.
so some are married. It's a split, and you said the successful ones usually are married. Yeah, I have to agree with that. A lot of
Yeah.
successful people seem to be married, but I've seen successful people who
I
aren't
mean,
as well too.
yeah, but you know what? The main thing is this: you're not gonna really be successful if you have to concentrate on being with a different person every night, because you're gonna focus too much on that.
That's true.
In whatever you're doing, you can't. If you out at the club, you the old ass cat daddy at the club trying to chase 20-year-old girls because you done tripped out have jagged off your life. So
It's
you
true.
gotta,
It's true.
bad for the
Lord
community.
help them. Lord help them. Because they know.
Right.
Okay, let me see. Do you think some comedians, based on where they were raised at, do better at making people laugh? So you say, do you think Chicago entertainers are better than Los Angeles entertainers? Does it matter where they were raised at?
You got well, if you can't compare any entertainers outside of Las Vegas, LA, because that's a funnel, right? People get funny and they town and move to LA because they think they're gonna get on TV.
Okay.
I think that I'm gonna rep my city and believe that I think we're probably the funniest city out, period. But I know there's a lot of New York cats who think that they shit don't stink, right?
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna go there. Now the question is it has something to do with where you from? I don't know if it has something to do with where you're from. I think it has more to do with what your genre is, or who you appealing to.
Okay.
Because remember, people listed Seinfeld as the best comedian in the world. And I was never, he doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
I was never like, oh damn, my stomach hurt. I saw a Seinfeld video and my stomach hurt now. I've never said that.
Yeah.
But I have done that with like Cat Williams, Mike Epps, or Tony Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. And those are national names. But we got a lot of local cats that you go to their shows, you'll come up and you'll walk out of there like, damn, my stomach hurt. This month got me doing brunches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're right.
You know.
Who they appeal to.
And then again, people who are Jewish that are white might have walked out of Seinfeld saying, going, oh my God, I laughed so much my stomach is hurting. Yeah. It's just who you appeal to, who your following is and stuff. Okay. Comedy is very subjective.
Okay. Where do comedians go to train at? Like, where do you guys get training at?
Anywhere really. Open mics is where you learn to practice the craft and how to get the message to the people. Once you master that, it's up to you where you continue to write at. You know, open mics are the general place to write at, but a lot of people like the Wayans brothers. At one time, I heard them talking about how they create content, and it's just that their family sits around and they talk, and then they have the money to turn those conversations into movies or into stage shows, right? So it's whatever, it's wherever you write the content. People can write for you, or you can be talking to somebody, they say something crafty, then you write it down, and then you develop it. And sometimes you can develop it in your mind and take it direct to the stage and it'll blow up.
Okay.
And sometimes you take it to the stage, it don't work. You got to recraft it. You recraft it, and then it becomes one of your staples. Okay. That's how it works.
Okay. Would you encourage your children to become comedians?
Well, seeing as I haven't made my first million doing comedy, I would let them make the decision, but I'd be straightforward with them, man. Comedy, like I said, is like one of the most brutal women you could ever fall in love with, and I'm only using women because I don't date men. The way I explain it to some young comics when I talk to them, I say, first of all, getting your first standing ovation or where people are laughing hard is like when you see on TV those heroin addicts put that needle in their arm and they draw that blood back into the syringe, they push it into their body and they automatically hook. That's what it's like to do what we call blow a show up or blow up audience, right? When you get all laughter, you are high. Okay. You're high and it's a natural high. It's better than, I don't know what it's like to do cocaine or heroin or crack, but I say I'd be up there. Okay. Right. Now, once you fall in love with it, once you get hooked, that's when you start dealing with the person that comedy is. So I say to him, I'm like, look, it's like being in love with the finest girl in high school. She's the captain of the cheerleading squad and the pom-pom squad. She built like a fucking superhero. She's cool as hell. Everybody loves her. When she with you, you feel like a king. She rub your back. touch, everything about her you love. But the moment you let her ass out your sight, somebody else is in her pants.
Oh.
Somebody else got their hands on. She's in their house. She putting your buddies that you started comedy with on Comedy Central, or they got movies.
Oh.
That's the brutal part. That's how that's the trail from your point of view, right? That's how brutal she is.
Dang.
Yeah.
But you have a great energy. You have a good energy, so I think that's probably gonna work well or work in your favor when you're doing your shows. You seem like a natural.
Yeah, I think I do well. You know what I mean? I think it's really me because my mother said that a lot of people are scared of fame and fortune, and I think there's a part of me that doesn't want it because it's so fucking brutal. That's I've seen. I mean, look at how they do, how they did Cosby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he brought a lot of that on himself, but still, the way they fucking chopped his nuts on national TV.
I would have never imagined that watching him as a child that things would have turned out like this. It was like a nightmare shoot. Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Especially for him, I mean, that's such a sticky conversation too, though, because him being who he was, America's father, and he was all this high moral ground dude. Then you find out, hey man, Cosby's cheating on his wife. What? How is this? What this dude is? And then you find out not only is he cheating on his wife, but he's doing quaaludes till the girl fall out, and then he having sex with her fucking limp body.
Doesn't that just
you know what I'm saying?
crazy?
And then it is us. I've never had the thought that this would be his thing. Now, were these girls voluntarily putting quaaludes in their mouth and all that? I think a few of them were. But first of all, he should have never been cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
Why? His wife's beautiful, smart. You know what I mean? She was always there. Power got to his head. Power got to him, and he started exploiting his power. And it came back to kick him in the ass.
Yeah.
But, and then there's the political thing. Did they go after him because of, all these other things?
The network.
Because they obviously went after him for a reason. Yeah, it's a bunch of reasons why they went after him. It wasn't just that he had sex with all these women who are now 65, 75 years old, looking back, talking about some, they live their whole life. If they wanted to get Cosby, they make guns every day. If they was that hurt, they go ahead and shoot them and take that 20-year bid or get away with it. Yeah. But but it was politics involved.
Politics. Yeah. There's a few people looking like him right about now too. Hey, Leafa's watching.
What's up, Lisa?
Yeah, we got Africa in his house. Okay. We got international people on here, musicians. We got Seattle in the house, in the building.
Okay, I've been there. Okay. That's good stuff. Let's have some more interesting conversation. What else you got for me?
Do you think marriage is a joke?
No, I think marriage is a must.
Okay.
But I think the way we handle life now is a joke. I think we're foolish. I think as a people, there was actually declared that we have a population policy to slow down the population growth. And they're implementing it obviously in multiple ways. One is making it very unpalatable to be in a relationship in a lot of ways. They're making television and your telephone, internet, including Instagram, is making it so shiny to look at the person next to you and say, you're not good enough because I'm watching this girl with 20,000 likes or followers, and she built like a superhero, and she popping it and dropping it, and you can't do that. And all of a sudden I'm mesmerized by that foolishness.
Yeah.
And now you're leaving your wife and you don't subconsciously, you don't know why. Women got it too. They seeing guys out here, or the one that hits women the most is through the seventh sign, envy, right?
Mhm.
They see the girl who's cute that's got this guy taking them to Dubai,
Hey, Amber.
all expenses paid, right?
Yeah.
All expenses paid, buying her a whole room full of Gucci purses. And they say, oh, my husband, he only work at ABC. You know what I mean? He can't afford those things. I need to go find him the new dude. Or she got a text from the dude that's close to that. Now she leave her 20-year relationship with this dude or 5-year relationship with this dude. And then you know he getting rid of her.
Yeah.
Because they don't realize that men watch what you do, not what you say. And so if you leave him, you're gonna leave me, no matter how much money I got. And if I don't want to have to buy you anyway. So
yeah,
you know.
and the men just make the women disposable as well. Like he probably just got with her and then he's on to the next one. Because those rich men, they have a whole bunch of women throwing themselves at them as well. So
well, it's their time. It's their time right now.
Yeah.
That's what's being told to, even though it's only like 5 to 10% of them that's making $200,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they looking at it like, well, shit, I used to struggle. These women used to not give me the time of day.
Yep. So
now that they at me, I'm gonna try a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's a sickness. It is a sickness.
Yeah.
And our country is sick. Our country's not well.
Yeah.
Well, we all need some level of count.
Yep. Definitely.
And good leadership. We don't have good leadership.
True. Very true.
That's leadership trickles down on all levels. If we are in the conversation where and this has nothing to, it has everything to do with Trump. I won't say it has nothing to do with Trump. He's just a reflection of what's going on. But this dude, before he got these 92 indictments, was already internationally telling people it's okay to go grab your girl by the pussy, by a girl you ain't with. You know what I'm saying? That's inappropriate, especially for the leader of the new world.
Yeah, I know. A bunch of fools. I'm like,
yeah.
And it's the wealthy people supporting them. You would think wealthy people would be smarter, but that's not necessarily true.
Or have a higher moral ground. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about moral ground.
No.
And it's not just
they got
Trump.
rich by doing certain things.
Look at Biden. Biden is a highly flawed candidate in that we have recordings of him being openly racist, no matter how long ago that was.
Yeah.
That's not the person you want to be leading your country, no matter what their past is. They can't get away from that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to go into that. That's another podcast. That's not the divorce related podcast.
No, but I understand what you're saying. Trust me, I do. I've seen these people.
It's leadership, bad leadership.
Yeah, true. So what do you guys do? What do comedians do to get ready for a show?
Shit, show up. All types of things, because you can't. As far as getting ready, I mean, you practice until you get a paid gig, then you go and perform.
Okay.
But as far as getting on the stage and doing like an open mic, you write or you mentally record what you're gonna say, or you go up there and just freelance. You know, anybody can try it. It's the one that's sustained. It's the one that goes through the bullshit that becomes a true comedian.
Okay.
It's a long road, no matter who you are. It's a long road.
Okay. Do you ever go on dating sites and find good comedy material? Because I know I do. Whenever I'm on those dating sites, I come back with all kinds of material. Do you ever go on the dating sites and like get some good content?
Yeah, I used to tell a few jokes about meeting girls off dating sites. It's kind of become hack, but yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not on many though. In fact, if I were to look at it, I'm not on any dating site unless you're counting Facebook and Instagram. Okay. I'm not on them. I have a profile on this one called Black, but I ain't opened it up in about 3 months. Yeah,
So
I'm on now. I was on I was on
how's
Tinder.
that going? How's Black going? I haven't. I looked on there and I'm like I got off. Like, I'm so done.
Yeah,
Tinder,
yeah. I
even
went on
worse.
there, but it wasn't, you
Hey,
know,
don't be. I
it
get hey
wasn't for
cousin.
me. I did it. What's crazy is somebody over the last 2 days just sent me, one of my buddies, one of my fraternity brothers, sent me the profile of my ex girl on
Oh,
that we just broke up. And
yeah,
I was
that's what
like,
I'm scared. I'm like, I know that you see your exes on there, like, oh no. I'm trying. Look, if they're on
yeah, I saw
there,
her on
I
there.
don't want to be on there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I felt bad for her because she made a lot of decisions. That's what it is.
Oh, so they sent you her
That
profile
was it.
on there.
Yeah, I'd say I'm probably about 90% past that relationship in that we were going to get married. You know what I'm saying? So that was a part of me that was definitely upset that it broke up, but it was broke up because of her and her circumstances and her inability to handle her life correctly, right? So
Okay.
when I see that, you know, and just to be straight out forward, she was she was one of those people that get mad, break up, and then try to entertain somebody else. And we get back together, she tried to act like that wasn't cheating. I mean, that type of thing.
Mm.
So when we broke up and she mentioned that she started seeing somebody else, I was like, okay, well, this is my doorway. I don't need to be going through this toxic relationship anyway. I have gone beyond that. I'm starting to make, over the types of money that other women might entertain that might be of higher quality.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm just I'm gonna keep moving, man, because and then she had a daughter. Her daughter was the main problem we had. Her daughter had some issues, and
Yeah.
and she didn't want to be honest about the fact that her daughter was very, very abusive and very,
Oh.
very broken. She was broken. She passed her daughter. Mama was broken. Brothers and all that. But again, like I said earlier, man, I embraced that shit when we were together, and I was gonna be going helping her through it, and we was gonna be together. I loved her to death. We built shit together. I had not been with a relationship that was so productive.
Okay.
We had goals. We had shit we were going for, and I helped her. Well, I guess I could say I helped her get into college and get close to getting her degree. I have my degree. She didn't have her degree. I helped her start college, get to the point where she was in school and going forward and all of that. Started to feel like she was better than me. She felt like she was better than me now. I'm like, bitch, I had my degree for 10 years. You ain't even finished yours.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up when you helped her.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty bad.
helped her and all that. So, but to see her on the dating site, I was like, hey.
What dating site was that?
That was on Black. Black BLK.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really been on
so
there.
I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't go on it. I ain't been on it, but my man sent me the link and he said her name and I was like, all right, I can open this shit. I opened it up and it was her. And I was like, oh, she looks cute. You know what I mean? She looks cute and good luck, man. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hey, so were you ever on Facebook dating? The Facebook.
I never got on that. I never even knew that it was, how to get on it. I don't know how to get on it. I never got on it.
I was on there for a while and I looked and I was like, I'm getting off of here. What about I'm telling you, I'm like, these are the people I'm on Facebook with. I'm like, these
right.
are bad. What about Plenty of Fish? How'd that go for you? Have you been on that one?
I was never on there. Hold on. I was never on there to date. I used to market comedy shows through Plenty of Fish.
Yeah. No.
Because
news reporters for married, they're on all these different sites too, because you're just promoting your content. I get that as well.
Yeah, I was promoting comedy shows and they had it. It was really good for a little while, but then they started making changes to the whole thing, and I couldn't use it correctly. And then as I guess people kind of get in the mindset of they get uppity. You know that phrase.
Yeah.
So I started looking at that like, oh, these girls ain't as nice as this one or this one.
Yeah.
Then I started moving what you think up the ladder. Because remember, at one time you could find girls on Craigslist. You know what I'm saying?
I never did the Craigslist thing. I was too scared of Craigslist.
I did. Before it became like. Say it again.
I've heard people meet people on there.
Yeah, before it became a point where people was getting kidnapped and murdered off of there and robbed, I actually met a girl that I ended up in a 3-year relationship with. We never told anybody we met on Craigslist, but we did, and it was decent. You know, the relationship went pretty well for 3 years. But as time went on, because that was like 2008, right? So as time went on, it became unfashionable. It became like a gutter place, and then people moved up.
Yeah, they moved on to the real dating sites that are made specifically for that. Yeah, but most of the time I'm on the dating sites, I like, this is funny material, because you see people on there like they're in the jail cell. Okay, how's it? They're in the jail cell on the dating profile. Like, it's a joke to me, most of those people on there.
You got to be kidding me. You mean on the women's side of these apps, it's men that are in jail?
They got phones in the jail, so they're taking pictures up in there. They're calling girls or whatever, or they're messaging them from the jail. I'm not even playing. Yeah, there's some scary stuff on there.
Well, I tell you what, you just gave me some material.
You need to see. I'm not even playing. That's why the women are like, no, we'll be single for another 50 years after all these sites. I'm trying to tell you. We've seen it all. We have seen it all on there. And these men are jokes too, because they're like on 10 different dating sites. I'm like, how could anyone take you serious if you're on like 10 different dating sites? So,
well, how you wait a minute? How you know he on 10 different dating sites if you ain't on it too? Ooh, this world is
an eye for an eye. Okay. God. Oh, you're on here. Oh, you're on here. Okay, I'm on here too.
Right. Exactly. How you know unless you on there with them? I say, God, just go ahead and send that meteor to cleanse this earth, and we can start all over, because this shit is going bad.
Match your energy. How about that? Hey, my friends are on here. Just going to match their energy. Yeah, that's why, we threw in the whitetail like 20 years ago. We surrendered. We give up on these fools. There ain't no helping them. Look, the 65-year-olds are still lost. I'm trying to tell you, 65-year-olds are still lost, still doing 15-year-old people stuff.
Right.
All right. Where does most of your material come from?
A lot of it right now. I do a lot of talking about my neighborhood. Neighborhood I live in. And then it just comes from different life circumstances, all types of things.
Okay.
I got lots of different, a lot of it is television, depending on what crowd I'm in. One of the things you learn is you got to learn how to talk to the crowd you're in front of. Otherwise, you're going to bomb, right? So, I don't do a lot of ghetto shit because I don't fuck around in the ghetto a lot. You know what I mean? But I do live in a neighborhood that some people can consider a ghetto.
Okay.
And it's rough. But I don't like
this is the better ghetto than that ghetto over there.
No, it's like I live over here, but I ain't of this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to. I don't like the women who have the long fingernails that's too long to wipe their ass, or the eyelashes that's too long to fucking close their eyes. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my shit.
It's too much.
Or if they too aggressive, I don't fuck with them. No, I don't have that type of interest.
Okay.
You know, I'll argue with you, but goddamn, we ain't finna come to blows over nothing. You know what I'm saying? And there's some of them girls that
Yeah.
they demand that you fist fight their ass. Bitch, I'm not going to jail for you.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. Okay, let's see here. Do you plan on acting in films like many other comedians do?
Again, remember I told you there's a part of me that's a little fearful of fame. Once you get in the movies, you start reaching that fame that can harm you. Like one of the and it can harm you in a lot of ways. People don't realize a lot of these comics that you might see in movies, motherfuckers is homeless and broke because people think that once you get in a movie, you done made millions of dollars. Now you rich, so they starting to treat you like you ain't still got to work at the goddamn ABC to make your money, right?
Yeah.
Just like remember that dude on the Cosby Show that was the boyfriend
Theo,
of
what's
the
his name?
old.
Not Theo. Oh yeah, the boyfriend, the little light skinned dude. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he ended up in Hollywood working at a store.
Trader
right?
Joe's.
And
He was working at Trader Joe's or something.
Yeah, and they was treating him like he was a piece of shit.
I know.
But he had to pay them bills, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had to pay them bills, and they don't, people don't respect you when you represent yourself as you making a lot of money. Now, that's the short of it is, if I end up in a movie, I'd love it. I've been in a few little movies and no real big parts or nothing, but if it ever happens, cool. If it don't, I'm content with being a person who's been able to travel the country or the world actually on somebody else's dime for 20 years. You know, like I've been to 43 states, 4 countries doing comedy.
That's successful to me.
On other people's dime.
Yeah, that's successful.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
there's
regrets.
Some people that are older than me and they've never traveled the world. I still haven't got to travel the world. So yeah, to me that's successful.
It's people in I respect that. It's people in Chicago that ain't never been downtown.
Oh dang.
And that's a real thing. Yeah, I mean it's white folks that ain't never been out in the hills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, that's true. That's true. So that to me is success. What it is. So yeah, so you're fine being in film one way or another. So
yeah.
Do you prefer being single or in a relationship? I think we kind of answered that question, but you can go ahead and expand on that.
Yeah, directly. I prefer being in a relationship.
Okay.
I do prefer being in a relationship. It's just right now it's kind of hard to find them though. It's kind of hard to find one that is an even exchange of some level, right?
Okay.
Because a lot of the young ladies that I will meet these days, they're delusional. You know, like I had met. Okay, so let me say this: the first girl that I started to try to date after I got out of my relationship, beautiful little girl. She actually had a twin sister. And I met them both. I chose this one. We started talking, and all of her conversation, all of it was about which high-level restaurant I was gonna take her to.
Oh my God.
And so I started, I'm playing with her because I'm, at this point I understand what the beast is. I understand what she is and who she is.
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, well, my favorite thing to go out to do is go to this such and such restaurant. They have great sushi. I want the sushi that blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's one of them restaurants where you walk out of there with a $200, $300 bill. Yeah. And we ain't been on no first date.
Oh no.
And so I'm trying to find out who she is over the phone. You know what I mean? Yeah. What kind of thinking and person that she is, and this is the representative that I'm seeing. So I'm teasing her. I'm like, well, who got the best sushi is Mariano's, the store. It's like a regular store. It's like a grocery store. Yeah. And so I kept saying stuff like that. And so the next conversation, she was like, well, I don't think I'm interested in furthering this conversation because you're not going to wine and dine me. Now, I had the money to take her to the restaurant. This is how you're going to enter. It's insulting for you to talk to me.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know what I'm saying?
is she
I don't
wealthy?
even know what high school.
Is she wealthy? Because maybe she's accustomed to going to expensive
No,
places. No?
if she no, because
Okay.
believe it or not, the women that I know that have like that are successfully over 200,000, six figure, they'll start the date off and they'll pay for the date. You know what I mean? Instead of it being about where you're gonna take me, it's about, hey, let's meet here, which is different. It's a difference in like, let's meet here. We end up somewhere where it costs a little bit. You know, maybe we'll just negotiate that, or I'll pay for it. But you're not finna tell me, hey, look, you're finna buy me a Lamborghini, or you can't be around me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so that's the delusion that you run into out here.
Yeah.
It's I don't think that y'all understand it. I won't say y'all like possessive like you, as far as you specifically, but I think a lot of young ladies talk their friends into being single because they gear them towards conversations like that and walk the delusion into their lives.
Yeah,
Real shit.
no, that is delusional.
It's delusional.
Yeah, that is.
It's very.
Yeah.
You know, and then they
so I
don't. It's foolish. It's foolish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also probably part of what I talked about earlier. Is a lot of these young ladies might have been in relationships that didn't work, so they throw these gates up. They throw these parameters in front of them so that they don't never have to end up getting to be known by somebody else or getting to know somebody else.
Yeah.
It's easier to say, nah, he wasn't the right one, than to say, you know what, let's make this thing work. It's easier to do that. Then you get to sit back at home, you and your girls get to drink wine and talk about how lousy all these dudes all here are, instead of investing yourself.
Okay.
Instead of investing yourself.
Ladies, hopefully you're listening to the gentleman's perspective.
Ah, they ain't listening.
No, but for us as the women, most of the time we feel like, oh my God, these dudes just come up short. So it's not like a lot of women just don't want or be in a relationship, but it feels like a lot of them are not like dating material or anyone to be serious with because they, they don't even meet the basics.
Let's investigate that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You say they're coming up short.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? They can't afford
they got drinking problems, they got drug problems. Let me see what else. They lie a lot, they don't have a job, they have no plans for the future. They have no plans for the future. Well, they want to be single for like a long time. They're not talking about let's get married or let's build together. They just like, let's just meet up and then what comes after this? There's no plans for the future.
Okay, well, that's a three-pronged headed tiger right there, right?
Yeah.
That either you need to, it's 2023, you need to get off Craigslist meeting dudes. That's the first thing. This is not directed to you. You know what I'm just saying? The person that keeps running into this, you got to figure, where are you going to meet dudes? And if you are, why are you meeting the dude who is homeless, drunk, has no future? You know what I'm saying? That's a reflection of what you
or they're super wealthy and there's some hoe bags. So, we met them all. We met enough.
Okay, well, yeah, that's one of the three head prongs, right? It's not just about you. It's not about what you want, right?
Yeah.
If you meeting a dude, all right, this is a flaw that a lot of ladies do. If you meet a dude and he checks all the boxes, I mean all the boxes. He's 6'4", dick hanging out his ankle, bracelet. He got the $3,000 Gucci loafers on and the $17,000 suit on. He walking outside into a Maserati. He paid for all the drinks in the room, and his crib it costs more than $30 million. All right, he checked all the boxes to the 10th power. Are you the one that he's gonna stop living and focus on is the question.
No, you know why they're not? because they got their baby
that's
mama at the house.
that's that thing. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general. That's that thing where women don't own up to their responsibility in the mix, right? That dude is absolutely David Justice that I just mentioned.
He's what?
The level of women that David, his name, that dude I just described is David Justice. He's a New York Yankee, very good looking, Spanish / might be Italian, might be black type looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, he's slaying women in the bed. When they leave, he giving them fucking $3,000 presents to leave it, on their way out. Not hey, goodbye. It's like here's a bag with a fucking crystal watch in it or something, right?
Yeah.
That dude is only dating,
sounds like a sex exchange or something.
No, not that. Okay, here you go. All right, never mind. Like I said, they not listening. Y'all not listening. It's a self responsibility in that. I know that no matter what I do, beyond I'm not finna get offers from Shakira. All right, men know that. Men accept that.
Uh-huh.
I think some delusion in some of these women believe that if they in the room with David Justice, he's gonna be like, oh, let me get your number, let me take you out, let me kiss you and throw roses on the floor, and I won't leave you alone. Leave anybody else. It's not true. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
And that's what we deal with out here. But listen, I don't want to bring the show down.
No, it's okay. It's good to hear a male's perspective on here, because a lot of time it's mostly women on here giving their side.
So, well, I'm always open to giving a perspective.
Okay. So, any holiday plans as of yet?
Yeah, I'm going over my I'm going over my aunt's house.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna eat turkey over there, then I'm gonna end up at my fraternity brother's house where we usually go and drink and talk shit and hang out.
Okay, sounds fun.
Yeah. Yep. That's what's up. You got any of your people on your podcast live in Chicago? Any of the girls live in Chicago?
I don't know. You know what? No, I do have some friends from Chicago on here. One passed away, and another one, Irving Fox. She should be on here. I don't know if she's watching right now, but yeah, there is some. She's a.
Well, what that one that died look like?
What did she? I know you can't get at the You would have loved her though. She's such a good person. Yeah, we loved her.
I'm
very
just playing.
Bright, intelligent. We miss Diva though. Yeah, in her group called Fine Black Nubians. She was just a gem. She was a queen. It's unfortunate she passed. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you got any dating advice for the ladies on where to find a lifetime partner? I think we asked you that a little bit earlier at the beginning. Where do we go to find a lifetime partner?
I believe you go inside of yourself.
Okay.
And you start there. You start realizing all these things that I keep telling myself I want. Throw all that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And start being cool. You know what I mean? Hang out, call somebody else. Hey, look, let's go to the ball game. Let's go here. Let's go there. Sometimes you may have to end up paying for it just to hang out. Your friends, get your friends together, but invite people to hang out. People don't hang out no more. That's how you end up around each other. And then, after that, once you start vetting people a little bit better too,
vetting.
You know who the slut dude is. But he's just attractive. They all know. The dude who's kind of corny that's gonna be faithful. Y'all don't want him. You don't want him. You want that motherfucker who got 6 chicks chasing them and 4 baby mamas already.
No, we done been there, done that.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, those handsome men come with there's too many females chasing after them.
Maybe you should stop. Maybe you should make that only the 4th thing that's checked off. Start off with the motherfucker go home every night and go to work in the morning. Start off there. Start off with some stability.
Mm.
And it ain't. And the church is the worst place here. Where you think you get all the easy chicks at church?
Oh, they're cheating in the church too. Trust that.
Right. That's what I'm just telling
Sometimes
you.
the
It ain't.
leadership is cheating in the church too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So those are just anywhere. Really, it's about yourself. If you open the conversation, you walking around like when the dudes say hi. Here's one of the things that women miss a lot. When a dude say hi, it ain't necessarily he's a fucking creep, right? And he might just be saying hi to say hi. But a lot of women are like, ugh.
I don't even give
immediate.
them eye contact half the time.
Right. And so you fucking up your blessing. You messing up your blessing.
I know, but sometimes I'm like, I ain't even giving you no eye contact today.
That's cause you happy where you at. If you happy being single and just complaining, then that's what you comfortable with. Be honest. Maybe that's it. I find that women are not very honest. That's what I find.
Yeah.
I find that y'all not very honest about yourself, especially, and your circumstances secondary.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I find.
Okay,
and I'm not bashing. I hope y'all don't. I hope the women listening.
We don't take it as bashing. We're trying to learn from one another, so we're listening.
Yeah.
So, what products in your magazine do you think men would enjoy as a gift from a woman? Is there stuff in there that we could order for our boo? Like,
yeah, go to evanstonman, evanstonman.com. Go to evanstonman.com. If your husband or boyfriend or whatever smokes cigars, we got some great cigar gifts. If he's a whiskey drinker, we got some great whiskey stuff on there.
Okay.
And that's what I'm into. That's a good place to meet men. I know women be like, oh, I don't want to smell like smoke. But it's grown ass men in there having grown men conversations without having to stand around with loud ass music bumping everywhere, people, ignorant ass kids who smell like weed standing around. Huh?
Delia's watching. I see all the different people that are watching her show right now.
Yeah. Like cigar bars is the new place now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And here's the thing: cigar bars weed out broke and cheating. It does.
Well, I don't know, because my grandpa died from cancer, so I'm not like big on smoking, honestly. And it's painful.
No, I get it.
Painful to watch someone you love die in pain, you know.
I know that. I know.
Yeah.
But you have where men are, you know, that's where they are. A lot of men there that the quality that you might want they're there.
Okay.
And again, like when the alumni Black Greek groups do something, go hang out, get to know some of them dudes. I'm a member of Cap Alpha Psi.
Where do we find these groups at? Are they like on Facebook or Google them, or how do we find them?
Yeah, well, whatever city you in, you look them up or whatever. And you might have a friend that's in a sorority. That's where the main thing. You figure out which ones of your friends are participating in that type of stuff. When they go, you go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then be friendly. The problem is a lot of girls ain't friendly, or they so scared that they put them gates up. They don't want to talk. They don't want to play. They get super sensitive. That's another thing. Try not to be so sensitive. If they may just not have a good match. You know what I'm saying? They may not know how to make you laugh and how to make you ease up and have a good time. So give them a pass or two. You ain't say the right thing up front. Okay. Tease them about it. Crack on them. Be funny. Have fun. Those are the things that separate cool ass women from women that's gonna be single forever.
Okay.
If you can have fun with the person, banter. Dudes are guys. I think women have y'all fun with you know, but I think dudes have a little more fun than women. But I don't know what women
Okay.
in their
But
little
here,
groups. But that's how you meet.
some guys just want to party, and that like that's like we can't have a relationship where all we doing is just partying.
It to me, the stuff you've been mentioning, you just in the wrong time. You around a lot of like slut dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Where are you going? Where are you going to meet these dudes? You know, is it just the bar and the club?
No, most people I meet is online. It's online for the most.
Okay.
Yeah, cause yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the places that a lot of people meet people now.
Yeah, cause like if I'm working most of the time, I guess the most places that would find me would be online.
That's true.
So going back to the gifts on your website, can you can you give them the URL for your website as well?
It's Evanston, EVANSTONMAN.com.
Okay.
Let me see if I better make sure it's still up.
Yeah, it is. I looked at it the other day.
Okay.
And what platform is your book on?
It's on there it is. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
It's on Amazon. I don't really advertise it that much yet because I don't think it's in its perfect form. I just released it so that it can I can start working it.
Okay.
But yeah.
And if we want to support it, it's on
website.
Amazon. It's called Punch Up.
It's called just look up Aaron Foster. It's called Punching Up.
Punching Up.
Punching Up.
See?
Yeah.
That's why we needed you to
Punching
clarify
Up.
that first.
Yeah, Punching Up, and yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I got an Etsy store. Etsy. My
Okay.
Etsy store, y'all might like.
Okay.
It's connected to Evanston Magazine.
Okay.
And it has a lot of supportive stuff for it. Like I have a couple of T-shirts that are created to make sure that young ladies feel supported. You know, love her and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
also have
I
some
think
fun.
we will like those. You should have brought those shirts on here so we could see those.
I should have. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, those are perfect to sell for Christmas. We'd love to see those, or we could send them as gifts to other people.
That is right. That's right.
So once again,
Yes,
how do we find your Etsy store? Is it underneath your name, Aaron Foster? Or?
No, it's under Evanston Magazine.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Where can we go to learn more about you?
Go come to a show. Come hang out. I mean, most of y'all in LA or stuff like that. I'm not hiding, and I'm not this special thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys out here like me. They just not the ones that had a six pack. I ain't had a six pack since high school. Shit, probably the first year of college. I'm only 5'10", so I'm not towering over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a faithful man to the woman that I'm with. I am a caring man to the woman that I'm with. So you just gotta look for those dudes. Those dudes are not gonna be at the club. They're not gonna be the ones you first see.
Yeah, I've come across grimy dudes. Don't just they're grimy. So, oh my God, there's a lot of grimy dudes out there. But so that's nice to hear that there is some gentlemen out there who are serious about relationships and being together with somebody.
Yeah. I'm not sure how you keep ending up being in these situations where these grimy dudes are, but you need to.
I gave them a try. That's what it was. That was my fault right there. Being too nice to people that don't deserve it.
That could be it.
So
that definitely be it.
Do you have any last words for an ex?
For my exes? For my ex?
For either ex or ex.
I find if I were to say like the last ex that I was with, the door is still 10% open because I'm always committed to my relationships. My ex-wife, the door is only 0.000010 open. The one in between that I was any woman that I actually physically told I love, unless I'm in a relationship. If I'm in a relationship, the door is closed. But if I'm not in, and they know that, they know I don't cheat. If I'm not in a relationship, we could talk, but especially the one that I just broke up with, she has a lot of delusion that she would have to demonstrate to me that's gone.
Yeah,
and I don't think she has the personality to be repentive and accept my mistakes in the relationship in order for us to go forward.
Okay.
Because I made mistakes in the relationship. I learned to not love her daughter correctly because I watched the daughter steal her money to where this girl got evicted out of more than one apartment.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to love this daughter?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to love this daughter?
No, I get that too. No, I understand that some people's kids take advantage.
Right. And so instead of understanding, hey, it's hard for him because that's not his kid. Yeah. It's hard for him to embrace this girl. She was like, "You're not embracing my daughter correctly," basically. And I'm like, I just seen the girl beat you up. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, that's messed up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I said,
I think the whole family needs counseling there. They all need counseling right there.
All they generation need counseling, but mine too. Yeah. Mine too. I'm not negating myself. What do I say? I say, I'm more mature than I was when I got married because I was when I got divorced, I was like, bitch, don't ever call me. If you come to the same place I'm at, I'm leaving. It was a party I was at where my ex-wife came and she came in front of me like we was finna talk. I was like,
oh, yeah.
I left right then. I walked right by her and went home. My friends was like, where you go? I was like, my ex was there. I left. I don't want to be in the same room with her, but I was very immature back then.
Yeah.
I let it, I wasn't mature enough to handle that relationship. But it's what it is. So I don't, that's where I'm at with my past real relationships. Any girl that I dated or hung out with or something like that for a brief moment is what it was. But those three were probably the four that I mentioned during this conversation are the four that meant the most to me. The one in college, then the one I married, and the one I was engaged with, and then the one I just was engaged with. Mm-hmm. The one that I was engaged with in like 08 to 010, we had a good relationship, but it broke up funny. I missed having her son in my life more than I missed her. I was like, I taught the boy how to tie his shoes. Aww. I taught him how to start playing basketball. You know what I mean? I used, I had some, that one I did take to the stage because I didn't understand. Part of our problem is I didn't understand her and she didn't understand me. I'm like, boy is 6 years old. You can't be still wiping his ass for him.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I mean? You're over mothering the boy. But she was like, basically, don't tell me how to raise my kid. I asked the boy one time, when you at school and you got to poop, what do? He's like, I just wipe myself. I'm like, bitch, stop wiping him. When you at home.
Are you serious? That's too old. Yeah. No, maybe she got some mental issues because who lets their kid 6 or 7 should be wiping their own self at this point. That's crazy.
I told you I like crazy.
Yeah, no, you said crazy. You weren't exaggerating. They full blown crazy, not just extreme.
Nah, they're
like diagnosed crazy. Oh, that's too much, right?
Hey, Prozac in they fucking, you know what I'm saying? Prozac in the cabinet.
Oh
crazy.
No! Oh no!
Literally.
No.
Literally.
No. Yeah.
But I'm getting better about it. I'm starting to.
Yeah, if they have medication, I don't want to be dealing with them. That's too much for me. Let their mom.
Yeah, that's a
do that.
requirement now for me. That's a requirement for me. But before
Yeah.
that, I was okay. I like, as long as you're getting the help you need, we can see how this go. But it ain't been working out for me, and I'm getting past the age that I could be making mistakes.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. We're like, we can't be dealing with those type of people anymore.
Right.
It's sad, but yeah.
So
if they're on medication, ladies, don't go there. Don't date them.
right. And if they've ever been involved with crack or jail, crack or jail. If I had a sister or niece that asked me about, say, find out first of all, find out if his father or any what the male figures in his life were like. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Find out if he ever been to jail, and if he ever been to jail longer than 6 months, then he didn't had a boyfriend. And you want to figure out if that's something you want in your life.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Damn.
If he ever had a crack habit, heroin habit, or if he currently has a psychotropic medication in his cabinet, you want to be careful. Those are your number one thing.
Yeah. Totally
and if he's homeless, if he's like ain't got a home, then you got to make a decision if that's what you want in your life.
Exactly. It's so true. Yep. No. I don't want to have to be housing a man too. Especially at this age. You're like 47 and you still ain't got nowhere to stay. It's something wrong there.
Well, if he don't have a house at all, he ain't got to own his house. He ain't got to necessarily. Huh?
I said at least a roof over his head.
Yeah, if he got a roof over his head, that's because you got to think about it. This guy who was a comedian, a friend of mine, a long time ago, made this statement. He was like, if you meet a guy who's homeless and he live in the same city he grew up in, that means he done been kicked off of everybody's couch that he knows.
Damn.
Right? That's a red flag like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yo, family members, you ain't got a grandmama who will let you stay in the basement, a friend, nothing, then there's a big flaw that you may not want to deal with.
That's true. You guys hear that?
So
be mindful of who you date, who you take home.
That's right. And if he ain't got no friends, or he ain't taking you around his friends ever, then you ain't the one.
Yeah.
That's one thing that ladies don't seem to pay attention to. There are women that are the ones, and then there are women that are not the ones. First, you got to find out what his nest looks like of who is the one.
Yeah.
All right. So and keep your delusion down as low as you can do it, because some of them girls be like, he won't take me nowhere. Well, you may not be the cutest for face that he would be seen in public with. You good for that nighttime call. Bad situation for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
It's like that. That's the real dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
Women do that. Unfortunately, there.
All
right.
Well,
say it again.
I don't even know what I was saying, but yeah, we've had some crazy dating experiences, that's for sure, on here. Well, Aaron Foster,
absolutely,
it has been nice, and I know you got to get back to work.
Yeah, I got to do some things, give me some money out here. So I appreciate you choosing me to, get on your podcast. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming. You have a lot of people that have been watching, so they love what you're talking about. And it's always good to have men on here and comedians. We have some ladies. There's a single gentleman right here, Aaron Foster. He's in Chicago.
I live in Chicago, though.
Yeah, follow him.
And you got to be very special to have me traveling. I tell you that. to another city.
Right.
So we good. So yeah, I thank you for your time there.
Oh no, thank you for being a part of our show.
Okay.
We
And
can't
anytime
wait to
you
see
want me.
your future shows.
Yeah, that'll be dope. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
All right. So if
All
you
right.
ever
Have a
need
good day.
another man's perspective, call me. All right.
Oh, we sure will. All right,
All
Aaron
right.
Foster, have a good day. Thank you for being on here.
Yep. Thank you.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.